Let's get a sponsor. Christopher Ladd, 3 for Madness. Question 1, please.
Was last night the roughest loss of the season?
It kind of felt like it. And I'm not saying like, and a lot of people, I have noticed this on the internet discourse. A lot of people are putting a lot of words in a lot of mouths. Now, listen, so for example, I say, yeah, last night felt like the roughest loss of the year. And then and then this gets clipped up. And then one of the YouTube comments is like, what is he bitching about? This is what you've been asking for. Well, I didn't say that wasn't the case. I'm talking about in a vacuum. You've got a team that in the Utah Jazz that are bad. And you've got a team in the Utah Jazz that are getting more crap than anyone when it comes to the tanking situation. Mainly, I think, for the fashion in which they've been making some decisions. And then you go in there. What did the Kings end up? They were 6.5, 5.5 point underdogs. I think it dropped.
Yeah.
And that just wasn't even close, bud. Like, not even close. It was not a game. At no point after that game got started was it a competition in any way, shape, or form. And I found myself wondering, they have Yusuf Nurkic that they acquired, right? What are they going to – I mean, Nurkic is on expiring. But is there any chance that they keep marketing Jaren Jackson Jr., Nurkic, and Walker Kessler?
Probably not.
Right?
But
I think it's Kessler that goes too, by the way.
Really?
I feel like
not Nurkic, just based on being expiring?
I feel like Kessler and the Jazz have not been on the same page for a while, and you've heard Kessler's name brought up a bunch of times. I think that might actually be a very interesting low-cost acquisition for some. Not low-cost. I mean, a guy's going to get probably, I think his market's probably 18 to 20 a year, somewhere in that neighborhood. But they could put out a giant lineup if they wanted to. And then Ace Bailey, who's like, 6'9" point guard. It wasn't a contest, dude. It just was not. The Kings got absolutely blown off the floor by a team that many think are in full tank mode. So it was rough just in the sense of, again, the vacuum of the fashion in which they got beat. But more disappointingly, if that's even a term. Let me do something here real quick. 35, 40, the Kings' young core, I think I've got this right. The Kings' young core, I think, was 13 and 52 last night.
Ooh, 13 and 52?
Daquan Plowden was 3 of 12.
I know Neek was
1 of 15.
Right.
0 of 5 from beyond the arc. Devin Carter was 4 of 13. I mean, even Maxime Reynaud was 3 of 7. I mean, that's not terrible. But again, Kings shooting splits of 34, 21, and 83. It's just in a vacuum, again, it's really bad, borderline unwatchable basketball. In the macro, you need the youth to get the minutes. These are the what I hope are the body blows, like in boxing. They don't show up on the stat page that much, but these guys getting out there and understanding what it's like to be an NBA player and playing to better competition, and iron sharpens iron. Somebody asked me yesterday online, they said, you talk about your young core. Would any of these young core guys break into the Utah Jazz rotation right now? And it's a valid question, and I think maybe one or two. But no, I don't know. Look, we romanticize all our players, and I think just about every fan base does that. We tend to overvalue them. We tend to love them and want them to do well based on what, like, again, when you hear Dylan Cardwell is basically a young Dennis Rodman. I mean, okay. But the odds are, if the Kings get 1 to 2 rotational players out of this group of youngs, it will be a success. A lot of these guys are going to barely, if at all, make it in the league. That's just the way it generally goes. And there's nobody in this young core where I go, oh my God, there's no potential all-star. There's no, this guy could really. But are these guys that could fit in around our hopefully future superstar, yeah, I think so. And I think it's important to get him experience.
Yeah, I feel like I always say this: you can't put yourself in the emotional state you felt after a loss. Like we might all go, "Oh, that loss was bad," but you can't kind of return yourself completely to how you felt exactly after the game. It's like time helps, days help. Different things happen in between. So everything that happens in front of you is more recent. It's like, oh man, last night was about as tough of a watch as you can get.
Yes,
I thought the game before was very similar in New Orleans. Now the difference might be. We believe that Utah has really zero interest in winning. They did play their guys, some of their better guys, enough, and then sat other guys. I want to go back to the game. I think it was in November, Dave, and it was the 8th consecutive loss, and it was to Memphis, and I think they lost by 41. And the argument here would be, is it worse to lose with your better players by 41? Or, like, last night, I understand. Like,
yeah.
I don't – it wasn't shocking because of who they played. Now, 2 games ago, those young guys played great at home against the Cavs. Great. Almost won.
That was a great game.
And it felt like the veterans and DeRozan and Westbrook kind of ruined it at the end.
Yes.
Whereas, man, look at what these young guys can do. Well, also, look at what these young guys can do. There's going to be some games like this. So, I still feel like the worst loss or worst feeling was maybe a little bit earlier in November. I don't think we had huge expectations, but we didn't see a 12-win team coming and like the last team and a long losing streak like that. They lost by 41 in Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
That game was awful.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's
you're
the
right.
problem is there's probably 5 to 6 of them.
Yeah.
If not more.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's way up on the list. I mean, it was a helpless feeling.
I think actually you're right in the sense that the point you make is I'd rather lose like this with all the young guys than lose by 10 or 15 points less, but with all the veterans.
Yeah, but in this case, this was 41 with the veterans. And you're like, well, you're getting nothing out of that. I mean, I don't know, someone smarter than me would go, well, there's still value in Neat going 1 for 15.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I mean, there is, I guess. He's lived it. Carter having that.
Let's see him bounce back.
And then I also go, in the end, though, like, is this one of those things where we're giving all these reps to the young guys, but this time next year, how many of those guys are really playing? I don't know the answer to that. But the veterans probably aren't.
I would like to see all of them at Summer League, too.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with Summer League.
Anybody gets the time off.
I wouldn't mind throwing all these young guys in the Summer League. Yeah. All of them. Just
win the Summer League.
Go win the Summer League. Go get some confidence.
Rookie.
And, you got your rookie there. Just blow everybody out of the water. And then have a little bit of momentum coming into next year to learn the ropes again.
Yep.
Number 2, 3 from Ben.
Question 2.
This was the epitome of a pure rebuild season. Horrible record, youth getting big minutes. Is it tougher than you thought?
Yeah. I'm just being honest. It is. I this isn't me going back on wanting this. This isn't me changing my mind. This is me. It's just when you actually go through. And I know there was a lot of chatter and an understandable lot of chatter, especially preseason and as we rolled into the season, talking about have the Kings ever rebuilt before. And I think it's a good conversation, but I don't think this has ever happened before. I mean, this is a full on, I know they don't want to say tank, but they're let me put it this way. I think if you set it up to where your life depends on every win, I think you'd be putting out some different lineups. I just think they're prioritizing at this point development or attempted development over wins, and there is an organizational understanding that wins don't really do anything for this team right now. As a matter of fact, they arguably hurts their future. You only have a 14-15% chance at the number 1 pick, regardless of whether you're last, second to last, or third to last. But if you are dead last, you at minimum have a top 5 pick. Mm-hmm. That's important. That's the best that this Kings team can hope for. But it does in the micro. Yeah, it sucks. It's embarrassing. It's tough to watch. And you and I have to cover this. You and I get to cover this team on a daily basis. But you know what? We get paid to do it.
Right.
And I would still watch. But it's I do always feel, again, for the non-crazy, hardcore, rabid fan, just the season ticket holders that just want to go and have a good time and see Kings win, and they're not worried about tanking and draft picks and all that. We talk about this all the time. That's a tough ask, man.
Yep.
And the kids and the whole thing, that stinks. So, yeah, we talked earlier about finding a better analogy for this, but whatever you may call it, I think most people believe at this point that this is a necessary and unfortunate evil. Oh, somebody brought this up yesterday. They said if the Kings are like Shawshank Redemption, they haven't even gotten the poster of Rita Hayworth that covers up the wall that they dig the hole to escape in. I said, I think they have the poster. But I think the Kings have just started to use their rock hammer to start digging their escape tunnel. They still have to dig through the whole wall. They still have to escape. They still have to crawl through the 500 yards of crap-smelling filth to get to the other side. They still have to go to all the banks and cash out all their money, and then they still have to go to Sewatenejo. They have not done – they've just begun the process. And between now and Sewatenejo, if you've haven't watched the movie, sorry. There's a lot of really tough work to be done, and you're gonna, get beat up by the sisters here and there, and there's gonna be some issues. That's my analogy.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, this has been difficult. I don't think there's any other way around it. I think about a couple different parts of this though. Like 14-game losing streak is awful. It's historic as far as the franchise goes. As far as the league goes, it's halfway there.
Yeah.
Like they could get. Like 14's a lot. I started looking longest. I'm like, it's 14's not even registering.
Yeah.
It's like 18, 20, 22, 23,
all
the way. There's a long way to go. Now they still could get there, which I don't want to see happen, but is possible. I guess I still have questions. I like's not the right word. I agree with what they're doing.
Sure.
To a point. I have a question because I see it. I see the roadmap, but I don't think it's complete. And not meaning that they've done the rebuild and here they're starting to climb up. They still have remnants. Like, I understand what they're doing right now. The end of this year makes sense to me. Mm-hmm. But, Dave, there's a chance that next training camp we're here and they're beginning the camp, and there's Sabonis.
Yeah.
There's Levine.
Yeah.
There's Monk.
Yep.
There's DeRozan.
Yeah.
Then what? Like, other teams that have done it have kind of already – it's like we've already moved on from those guys. I know they wanted to or attempt to, but they haven't. So they're playing it as they have with the rosters that aren't on the floor. Mm-hmm. Those guys are still here.
Yes.
So – they may not be beginning next year, and I think there's still intent to move on from them.
Yes,
but they haven't done it yet, and so I'm not faulting for them. You got to do it the right way, but there's still some steps in this, and that's the part that, in the end, if they're last and they get a high lottery pick, we see the reward for that, if there's such a thing. But the process isn't done.
No. That's far from done.
Actually,
it's just starting.
Yeah.
And those are the reality conversations that are tough to have. It's tough to come on the radio and say, hey, guys, it's an almost certainty that this team is going to be just about as bad next year. We haven't even gotten to the draft, the summer league, the preseason, the training camp, though. We still have 20, almost 30 games left this year.
Yeah.
And it's already like the reality of like, God, I don't even have any hope for next year. I obviously hope the Kings get the number one pick in the draft for a lot of reasons. Yeah. One of the main reasons is at least that will hopefully give us something next year to latch on to.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about this last night. So the way it's going, they're going to finish last.
Yes.
Would there be any part of Kings fans in general, and this is a generalization, so I know it's not a full, complete answer, if the lottery happens and they get number 2? Will some people feel like that? I mean, 2 is a great pick, or 3. Now, 5 would feel like they lost something, right? You had the worst record, you're 5th. That's bad. Like, that's the worst spot you could be. 4th. But if they were 2, the second pick, which is a really good choice to be in.
Yeah.
Well, there'll be a part of you, a part of me, a part of Kings fans that go, we won 14 games, and we got the second pick. Second is still great in this draft. But don't you do they have to get one for the ultimate approval of what happened this year? For some.
It's such a layered layered.
Two's not losing, but it might be.
It's a layered question and conversation, Jason. I'm really glad you brought it up because I've been trying to figure out how to bring it up. Because here's the thing, and we've joked about this before. In every scenario, there's 20 layers.
Yeah.
We get the number 1 pick in the draft.
There's nerves
Best
on that.
layer.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, who's it going to be?
Right. Did they get it right?
Is it Boozer? Oh, that's Bagley. Is it DeBonta? BYU. Nobody comes out of there. Is it Darren Peterson? He doesn't ever want to play. He's like Ben Simmons. And he come and Kansas. Thomas
They
Robinson.
do something different. Why'd they do that? Why'd they go weird?
Exactly. The Kings get the 5th pick.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, of course. Worst case scenario. We suck. This is the worst. I'm just throwing Kingston Fleming.
Right.
This is our pick. Okay. But what if Darren Peterson ends up being Darren Peterson ends up being Ben Simmons and Kingston Flemings ends up being Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? What if Darren Peterson is the second coming of Markelle Fultz? Mm-hmm. That's the crazy thing, is that there's no, if it was Flag, if it was Wembanyama, if it was Shaquille O'Neal, if it was LeBron James, okay. You're as close to feeling great as you can.
Yeah, but to that point, people felt that way about Greg Oden.
They did.
It's like, well, it's Oden or Durant, but Oden's going to be awesome.
They did.
And if you were in Portland, it's like, we got Greg Oden. We got Greg Oden. How great, how set are we for the next 10 years? They weren't. So that's the other thing. Yeah, you're right. Getting number 1, and even if it's like University, the Kings did a great job. They took this player. They're going to be really happy. Mm-hmm. We have to wait. We have to wait and see. Even a great Summer League. Marvin Bagley, remember that first dunk? Mm-hmm. Or whatever, the first moment's great. Summer League MVP. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. On our way to having Rookie of the Year. Maybe. We had Rookie of the Year with Tyreek Evans. There were better players in that draft.
The number 1 reason I want the Sacramento Kings to get the number 1 pick is the obvious reason. They'll have their pick of anybody in the league.
Control the draft.
And hopefully but then they still have to make the right pick.
Yeah.
But also, I already know in advance, let's say the Kings get the number 5 pick. I already know in advance what the entire offseason is going to be, and I'm basically going to have the argument like twice, and then I'm just going to be done with it because the issue, the blowback is going to be the following. You guys wanted to tank. Here's what you got.
Yep.
The number 5 pick in the draft. Yeah. And Dallas got the number 1 pick again. This is it. Tanking doesn't work. Nobody's saying it's a guarantee. It's all about increasing your odds. And that's why it's like I almost like a nervous tick try to continually bring up they only have a 14% chance of getting number 1. The odds are they're not going to get 1, 2, 3, or 4, but you're trying to maximize your odds.
Yeah. See, I'm more in that other camp, but what they're doing that part the right way.
Yes.
And you're right. You're 100%. And even it's both sides. They get 1, they get 5. What do they have to do? Draft correctly.
That's right.
That's it. That's where it comes in.
And the best player in the draft
might not be the best player later.
May not be the best. Exactly.
More times, I wouldn't say more. Yeah, maybe more times than not, they aren't.
Give me, very, very quick, don't think about it. Give me a year in the last 10 years. Any year.
2017.
Okay, 2017.
Was that not? Oh, that's 10. Yeah, 9 years.
I mean, I think I actually already know this, but.
I don't remember that draft.
Well, okay. You don't remember 2017? Yeah, you do.
Is that Fox?
That's Fultz. Fultz, number 1.
Yeah.
That's Boston.
So was not the best player.
No, was not the best player. No, was not the best player. That was Fultz, number 1, who Danny Ainge traded down to get Jason Tatum. By the way, the top 2 players in that draft taken, Markelle Fultz and Lonzo Ball.
Yeah. All right, let me give you another one just off 2021.
Real quick, hold on. 3 of the top 4 players in that draft. Fultz, Ball, Josh Jackson was number 4, Jason Tatum 3, and then we got De'Aaron Fox
3 and 5 were the 2 best.
Exactly. Go ahead.
2021.
2021, and then we will. God, that was a quick segment. All right. Number 1 player in the draft. Number 1 pick. Sorry, Cade Cunningham.
Okay.
But remember,
very good.
Cade Cunningham was basically shelved for the first 2 plays.
Wait.
Yes. Number 2, Jalen Green.
Okay, good.
Number 3, Evan Mobley.
Good.
Scotty Barnes.
Good draft.
Jalen Suggs.
Okay, he's doing well.
Josh Giddey.
Great draft so far.
Jonathan Kuminga.
Okay.
Incomplete.
Yeah.
Franz Wagner.
Good.
Davion Mitchell.
Yeah.
Zaire Williams. Ooh, James Bouknight. Come on, Charlotte. Josh Primo. God, remember, wasn't he a King?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Chris Duarte, he was a
Yeah.
King. Moses Moody, Corey Kispert, and then Alperin Şengün.
Yeah.
Jalen
Good at the
Johnson
top part.
went 20 to Atlanta. That's
Ooh.
a hell of a pick. Cam Thomas to Brooklyn. Bones Highland, number 26. Thomas, 27. So, again, like, I would just invite people to go back through past drafts. It's just, you don't know, but you want to maximize your odds. Because I'll go back through all of them over the last 25 years, and I'm telling you, the number one picks in the draft are going to be the overall best picks in the draft. We will take a break. When we come back, Kelly Brothers, he's good at business. He joins us next.
Place you'll find Keegan Murray,